Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on 20 something. Today, we're going to hold a wonderful conversation on passive income streams to consider as young adults. Stay with us. What comes to mind when you hear of the age group 20 something?
Legally an adult, but not really an
I
adult.
know, no, I like that.
Usually, the model people follow is go 9 to 5 to a job.
Right.
Right. So, the way I define passive income is something that you can do that would probably generate money for you, or that's something that would generate money for you, but you don't have to be there like 9 to 5 for it to do that for you.
Okay.
So, maybe examples would help. Let's say you write a book. So it takes some time to write the book. Once you write the book and you publish it and you're selling, then that becomes passive income because the book is already written.
Right.
Now the income is just flowing without you doing any extra work.
Right. You mean marketing, but that's
yes,
not
that's
full-time.
yes, that's nothing compared to a 9 to 5.
Let's take someone that does 9 to 5 and someone that does 9 to 5 plus passive income. Is there any significant difference?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think passive income brings some level of more security to you.
Financial security, you mean?
Yes, financial security. So let's say you do 9 to 5, at some point in time you're going to retire, right? But maybe you did some passive income, you have a passive income hobby, or let's, for example, say you're a developer and you create an app and people start using the app. Well, I know people who have retired early and then the money that comes from the app just helps them live their life like they were living a 9 to 5. Right?
Okay.
So it's a helpful way to increase your income stream.
Okay. Okay. So let's say I want to get started on a passive income stream or something. What are some of the things I need to know? What are some of the things I should consider first?
Great question.
Every question is a great question.
Yes, you're doing a good job. So subscribe to Twi Sabbath. Okay. Yeah. So I'd say it's good to pick something that you're interested in because a lot of people you'd mostly be working, I'm assuming 9 to 5, or you'll be going to school and that's also taking a lot of the time.
Right.
So if you're going to do something else on the side, if you're not interested in it, then you can start, but the motivation to really continue, I feel, is driven by how interested you are in what you're doing. So I'd say the first thing is just find something you're interested in that can generate money. And nowadays, anything can generate money. But find something you're interested in doing. Maybe shooting videos like this, and then uploading them on YouTube so that YouTube pays you. Or you're a good cook, and then you can showcase your skills on a YouTube channel, and that also fetches you some money every month. Right. So once you find something you're interested in, and I'll say try to differentiate yourself from others. Right. So what is it that you're doing that others are not doing? That will help you stand above everybody else. I'd say you can start with these two things like that. Take it from there.
Okay. So maybe I didn't frame my question well, but
Okay.
what are some of the things that hinder people from taking on a passive income opportunity? Like some of the things. So I am in the US. I am an international student.
Okay.
Do I need to consider this before I step into passive income generation?
I see. Yes. So that's also a great question. You can do. I guess it depends on what your passive income stream is.
Okay.
But for the most part, even if you're an international student, yes, you are allowed to generate passive income, right?
Okay.
It can get tricky when it comes to tax and stuff, but that's something that you can always figure out with a CPA. But I think a lot of people are afraid to start something because maybe they are afraid of failure. But I've forgotten the exact quote it is. But no matter what it is that you're doing, you most likely fail at the first time. But while if you're determined enough, you would find a way of success. So I think a lot of people are afraid to start something on their own because either they don't have passion for it or they're not knowledgeable in what they can do to generate passive income.
Okay.
Or they're just afraid to start. Yep.
Okay, I wanted to ask this. Let's look at passive incomes themselves, like or the streams themselves. Can we list some of them?
Some of them. That's a great question as well.
Kofi, tell me it's a great question.
Great questions, yeah. So there are a lot of things you can do. I'll start off maybe finding an interest and creating a YouTube channel for that. Can generate some money for you.
Okay,
so
that
that
means
differentiate yourself.
Okay, so YouTube channel is one of them.
Is one of them. Okay. Another one is maybe if I'm a software developer, so maybe building an app or building a website that comes with people paying or you advertising on that app or you taking subscriptions. So all of these will also give you income on the side. So that's another bucket. Well, another thing, this is not probably passive income, but it also helps generate more income. And this is what I'm talking about is like maybe getting into stocks. And since this is 20 something, I think it's important that people our age like have a good appetite for risk because this is the time to risk it. Once you grow older, I guess you can't really risk it. So if you're gonna risk it now. So get into the stock market. I'd say get into crypto.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, be ready to lose whatever. Be ready to invest what you're ready to lose, but invest at least.
Ready to invest what you are ready to lose.
Yes, so invest in what you're ready to lose. So when you're investing, you should know that you may lose what you're investing. But since this is teeny something, it makes sense to invest now because the bigger your appetite for risk, the bigger the rewards are. Right? So now is a good time to enter the stock market. I strongly believe in tech apps or technology apps because all of us think something. We're all using all these apps. So yeah, so investments is another stock market investments, right? Well, another source of passive income, which is kind of interesting, is let's say once you start working and you're making some income, you can buy a house and have people rent it out and the rent comes to you.
We call that real estate, or that is not real estate.
So real estate, yes.
Okay, real estate.
Yeah, and the reason that's kind of interesting is because like there are some really, believe it or not, there's some really, really cheap homes in America that can today like fetch you quite some substantial amount of passive income, right? So I think places in the Ohio area, their real estate market is quite cheap, but the rents from there is also quite significant. So you're buying something at a cheaper price and getting quite some okay rent, which is paid to you every month, and you're building an income stream that way. So I would say these are the main things I can think of passive income. Maybe writing a book or
yeah. Okay. Some of the passive income streams might align with what you do full time.
Exactly.
So how do you find a balance in terms of it being similar to what you do and everything about consent, conformity, and competition, stuff like that?
Yes. Let's say you're working for a company, you've built some expertise in what you're doing at the company, and you want to start a passive income stream, right? So I'll just give an example. Let's say you're working for YouTube, because it's on YouTube, I guess. You're working on YouTube, and then you're working on their streaming platform, right? And then you get this brilliant idea to start your own streaming platform, right? Well, that can be sort of risky while you're still working on YouTube, because most likely you would have signed an agreement that says you should not work on anything that is in competition to what you're working on at your current company. Almost every company now will ask you to sign something like that, even if you're not aware, you probably signed it. So you should definitely double check on that. Like, so I think if you want to build something that is related to what you're doing, don't just go and copy what you're doing, because what you're doing at work, and build it on your own, because you can run into trouble with that. Try to find something else that you can apply the same skill set to, right? And make that your passive income, so that you don't run into issues of conflict of interest.
I really like the real estate bit of it, where you talked about how the market is different in a state like Ohio. I feel it's a precursor for another conversation where we can dive deeper into each of the streams. So maybe about creating an app, like, or several other apps as a software engineer. What are some of the things you might want to look into? What apps sell better than others, and all of those. And then even with the real estate, there are so many states in the US. Where should you consider, like, all of those things? So I feel
there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I feel this is like a surface level conversation, like intro to passive income streams. And so we can make time or set up another conversation where we dive into each one of them better and then educate ourselves. So that's about that. Do you have any last words that you want to share?
Subscribe to Twi Something.
Okay.
And also, I developed some apps as well. So go check, just enter my name on the App Store or Play Store and download some apps.
I might as well just show them on the screen so that people can check them out. There's a couple of them. There's Jingle Mate for learning musical instruments. There's Twi Sabbath School for learning the Sabbath School in the Twi dialect. And there's
also Luminex, which is more of a social media app for...
Dang, he's doing a lot. Yeah, doing
a little bit.
Okay, thank you guys so much for sitting through this conversation with us. This brings us to the end. I hope at the end of the day you picked a thing or two about passive income streams. We will have another conversation another time and dive deeper into them. But up until now, if you have any question, if you have any suggestion, if you think we missed out something with regards to passive income, you might as well just put in the comment section. That way we all get to learn from each other. Please keep supporting this project by sharing with your friends and subscribing so that we can grow. In the comment section, let me know what passive income stream you're thinking about. Please take care of yourself, and I'll see you again. Peace out.
I definitely work out probably, I would say, 6 days a week.